Parshas Vayikra. Interessant. The Rambam says, Hilchos Beis HaBechira, Perek Beis Halacha Beis. The Meseres Biyad HaKol. Interessant Lashon. I remember such a Lashon in the Rambam. That so everybody has the Meseres, this Meseres. Sha'amakim shebana bo David v'Shlomo hamizbeach v'garin ha'orana hu ha'makim shebana bo Avram hamizbeach. It's the same makim that bana bo David v'Shlomo. Shayla, David was not this is not mizbeach, whatever. I don't know mizbeach. It's bama, kveis, I don't know whatever. What was the David's halchasa? But
the Beis Mikdash is Nikros al David.
Yeah, but he didn't build it. Shlomo
didn't build it, but it didn't open up until he said David, right?
So
that's so it's considered like he built it.
No, he didn't build it. So I mean, he built a mizbech. He was makriv, korbanos and stuff like that. So anyway, that's a chiddush. The David Shlomo hamizbech begarin arana. Hu makom. That's the makom what Shabana bo Avram hamizbech. V'okad alav Yitzchak. Fine. V'hu ha'makom, v'ayter makom. You see, it's going to be a diuk in the Rambam. Shabana bo Noach k'sheyatze min ha'teva. So this is the place where Noach also built his mizbech when he came out from the teva. Interessant, Dr.
Hararot.
And what?
Didn't he get off in Hararot?
Yes, so I guess he traveled to Yerushalayim and built that. So one of the Chumash says he got out and he built it, and this this was like a delayed reaction. It wasn't a thing. Yeah, interesting.
Where is Hararot? How far is it? Turkey.
It's a long way off. V'hu mizbeach shehikriv alav kain behevel. Now you see how he changes it from the makom. Up until now we're talking about the makom. Meseres biyad kol shal makom shebana bo David Shlomo hamizbeach begarin aranu. This is the makom shebana bo Avram hamizbeach. And say va'okad alav Yitzchak v'hu makom shebana bo Noach k'sheyatze min ha'teva v'hu hamizbeach shehikriv alav kain behevel. Very interesting to say. He changes it. This is the mizbeach, the same mizbeach. Shehikriv alav kain behevel. Albam hikriv adam arishan. Like he's going backwards and switch. I don't know, Christ. Or keshenivra korban. Not when the nivra the korban, but when it's Balbo hikriv adam arishan keshenivra korban. The korban. That's what he was makriv. Misham nivra, and that's from that place of the mizbeach. That's where adam arishan was nivra. Amru chachamim adam imakim kaparasa nivra. So the chachamim say that Adam is mimakim kaparos and ivra. It's an interesting lashon. So there's the Gemara. The Gemara in Sanhedrin. Okay, so the Gemara in Sanhedrin says says on Lamed Ches Lamed Beis. It says the different places that his hands came from here, and the regal came from there. It was all from all different parts of the world. Came the offer to create Adam Arishan. So the shaila is that a steer to what the Rambam is saying over here, that the Chachamim Adam Imakim Kaparos and Nivra. It sounds like he was Nivra from that. So also in the
and by Adam it doesn't use the lashon of mizbeach or makom.
Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, here it says sure. It says over here, Obal hikriv, and that mizbeach hikriv Adam Arishan keshenivra korban, keshenivra kama korban. It's a and misham nivra. So, but that's not how it's just I think about the appetites, but. And it's very interesting to say that. So I'm just being in awe that this. So I had two terusim. I had either the pshat is that that the Rebbeinu Shalom took. He took all the offer from all the different places in the world, but he put it by the Mizbeach, and then he built, and then he created Adam Rishon from that. From that. That's what it means. He created that from the Makom Kapara. Nivra it was the Makom in the Kapara, but he took that offer that he created Adam Rishon from the whole world. Inami, the Gemara says in Sanhedrin that from all the places he got the offer, that his head came from Eretz Yisrael. So Mamela of Shaitz Kulbita, you go, everything goes Vasa to Rosh, whatever. So that's what the Rambam means. That Amru Chachami Adami Makom Kaparasa Nivra. I was from a whole bunch of different places. There it says, but Makom Kaparasa means that the Ikir the Rosh. So, I mean, that's where the Rosh was Nivra. Mamela, that's the answer to that. I'll call upon him. Paragimel of the Pirkei de Reb Lezer says like this.
Interessant, the Ariel Kodesh brings down that Adam Rishon's the Eshmaim Ruach offer.
Yeah?
He says the offer came from Chevron. The Eish is from Yerushalayim, the Ruach is from Tzfas, and Mayim was from Tverya.
Okay, so the offer came from where? Chevron. So what's the Gemara? The Gemara says that it comes from Eretz Yisrael. So Chevron, okay, fine. All right. That's good. Yeah, fine. So the Pirkei de Reb Lezer says, "V'ol of a machshava livra sa'olam." The Eibishter had a machshava to create the world. V'hoya machrut es ha'olam lefanav v'lohoya amed. That he was machrut, he made it like a charitz, like he made it in a form of it, like an outline. V'lohoya amed, but it wasn't. It could not exist by itself. Mashlo ma'ad avadam. Okay, so lemelech shehu rasa livnas palterim shalo. Im eino machri ba'aretz yisodos of emavav v'matzav eino maskil livnas. So until he makes the blueprints and makes it for sure what he's going to do the work, he doesn't create it. Kaka Kodesh Baruch Hu hechrit lefanav ha'olam lo haya omed, when it wasn't omed ad shebaras tshuva. Until Kodesh Baruch Hu created the tshuva. So it's interesting that this idea of tshuva is something that I don't know. This is I don't know what this is. So again, if we're talking about Bria Sa'olam, so we have to understand that we're going back to the outer Yesodis that we always say. The Sharis that the Bishvil Reishis Bar Elokim Eisa Shemayim Eisa Aretz Bishvil Atarim Bishvil Yisrael Shenikar Reishis. They're all called Reishis over here. So over here we're talking about that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when he made the world, when he made Adam the Adam Rishon, he says, when he wanted to make the world, so he made it. It needs tshuva. So Pashas people think that tshuva is this is very similar to the Rashi, when the Rashi brings down that the Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted to create the world with a midas adin, and he saw that the world would not be miskayim, and he created, and he was mishtativ the shem. It was a Bereishis Bara Elokim. It was Bereishis Bara. It was a Shem Elokim. He put it was mishtativ the shem rachamim to the shem Elokim. Rashi brings down the midas rachamim, and it was magdim the midas rachamim, and he created the world. So where does tshuva come into this? It sounds like the tshuva is the fundamental of the world. So that when it says that Rashi says that the world was, and the Kodesh Baruch Hu saw the world would not be miskayim, that's what it means over here. Kacha Kodesh Baruch Hu hechrid lefanav esa'olav lo haya amed. That this was something that without tshuva is the midas arachamim, which is mechuba to the midas adin, and memela the pshas that gave a kiyum to the world. The kiyum of the world is with tshuva. Without tshuva, there wouldn't be hamada to the world, which is okay. Which is also as Toin Hezbollah. So I want to tell you that the pshat is that a person that when we're here in the world, you can look at it. Is I think the tshuva we got a tshuva a certain wrong impression, that the impression is that tshuva gets you back into the matzav that you were before after you did the chet. There's a chet, and you get tshuva, and tshuva just brings you back to that matzav that you were like before the tshuva. So I don't see why the world has to be such a it's a fundamental to the existence. The world wouldn't be omed. So if you wouldn't be tshuva, so the word is that again that what is chet? What does chet mean to us? It's a musag. Chet is a musag that a mensch is a combination of the chumrius. Is chumrius. He has the offer min adama, and he has a neshama. So the pshat is so the Ribono Shalom, when he created the world, he didn't create the world. The purpose of the world is not for malachim. The Kodesh Baruch Hu does not created the world for malachim. The pshat is over there. There's no chumrius. It's just pure. What's wrong with that? The pshat that is not for the behemoths who are only the chumrius. So it's for the adam. So there's a kiddush shem shemayim which comes out from a world that was created. The Kodesh Baruch Hu created the world in order that there should become a kiddush shemayim, that the Torah, the b'shvil Torah shenikra reishis and b'shvil Yisrael shenikra reishis, and we know that the way we said all along that Adam Arishan is one mahalach, and then we had the klai, so klali Knesset itself from after by Har Sinai. Was the Gamrei was the Adam Risha by Madur Basra, but this Adam is the tachlis of the world. The tachlis of the world is this Adam, and the Adam, not that he should exist. His existence should be something where there's his gabris of the Torah portion of his chelik alakami mal on the chelik chomrius of the person, on the Adam of the person. So the Pshat said that is the tachlis of the world. The tachlis of the world is in order that the Pshat is that the chumrius of a person should be nisramim al yidei the Torah that a person learns. That's Bereishis Vayikra b'shvil Torah b'shvil Adam b'shvil Yisrael and b'shvil Torah. So the Pshat so if that's the purpose of the world, so tshuva, what tshuva does is that like the Masil Sashari brings down, like I'll be sure it's a din. So then we're getting back to our din. If you create a world al bidin, Bereishis Bara Elokim. So if there's any natia towards the chumrius, so it should be gone. There should be gone. There's no point of existence when the pshat is when the world is not that there should be a natia towards the chumrius. The world is that there should be an aliyah towards the chelik alakam mal, that the chelik alakam mal should raise up the chumrius. So memela, any time there's going to be a natia towards the chumrius, and the adama, so memela, the world shouldn't exist. Al pi din, right away. That's finished. What do you mean? We'll give you time to work on? No time. There's no time. There's nothing that doesn't exist anytime. That musik doesn't exist. So that's why what tshuva does is tshuva allows the person, the shituf of the rachamim allows the person that even though he has an atiyah towards the chumrius, to care. That is the purpose of the world now. The purpose of the world is that when the tachlis of the bria is if shaz fikir, we want that natiyah towards chumrius to be nis'ala, but it really can't exist. The world can't exist when there's just the musag of din, and you go towards and there's a natiyah towards the bria, which is supposed to be nis'ala his chumrius, and there's the adama shelo. And he doesn't, and it goes the other way. He said, you can't have that purpose of the world. That's the point. It's not pshat is that tshuva is a tikkun for what went wrong. Tshuva is not pshat a tikkun for what wrong. Tshuva is the idea that pshat is that now yes can it chover the tachlis of the world. The tachlis is fakir. When you go down to when there's a natiyah towards the adama of a person, fakir. Now he's able to go and be misromim, and he has time to and the ability to be misromim himself. So the Shas says tshuva is not just to bring a person back to the original matzav of where he was. That means you never go, you never move, you're in the same matzav as always. Tshuva is the heichetimsa from Amish Tachlis of the world. Those state that over here. Kacha Kadosh Baruch Hu Hechrit Lefanav Esala Below Haya Omed. You can't have a world with just the din. Ad Shebaras Tshuva, because then once you borrow Tshuva, you understand what I'm saying. You have a heichetimsa. Now, when you go to the ad mimus of the person, he can now be misromim himself. He have the opportunity, the time to be misromim himself. So, and that is the tachlis of the world. That is the tachlis of the world. That's Breishis Bar Elokim b'shvil Torah b'shvil Yisrael. That the other Yisrael should be misromim al yidei the Torah and the pshas, and that is a kol bara likvoda. That is the kavod shemayim that exists from Bria. The kavod of Shemayim which exists from Bria is only when a person is misromim, not when he lives in the same person. That's why we say that malachim are called omdim, and the other is called mahalchim. When we're mahalchim, because why are we mahalchim? Because we don't stay in one situation, one madrega. That's not the point. The point is that staying in one madrega, so you can have tshuva would be to get back to that madrega. I fell, I get back, I'm saying madrega, and everything's good. That's not the world. Das is nicht the world. That's not tachlis ha'olam. Tachlis ha'olam is to be misromim, in keeping misromim the ofrius, the chorius of the person. So if that's what tshuva does, so you see that tshuva is not to get back to the same place. Tshuva is just in order to heikatim, that through tshuva a person can be misromim and go weiter and weiter. That's like it's malin b'kedusha ein marida, says in Svarim. When you're malin b'kedusha ein marida, you either go up or you're going down. Malachim stay the same, behemoth stay the same, and Adam is going up or down, constantly. There's no such thing as staying the same. So you understand. So that musik of tshuva getting back to the same is not. That's not what it's about. The tikkun achet that you should get, and therefore I'm going to be the same as I was before. That's not what's supposed to be. Tshuva is the pshas v'ker. Al yirei tshuva, a person is able to misromim himself and invite him high hecher from what he was before. That's what it means with the b'makom shabali tshuva under ein tzadikim geborim yecholim lamod. Because tzaddikim gemurim are one type of one hand mahalich, but through tshuva a person is able to misromim much higher to when he was and keep going and continue to go. So Mela, that's why you hear this Svarim is Chatasi Nagdi Somi. There's all these things. What do you mean? It's fine. Shom Fatik. I think I could hunt you. I'm back. That it'll lost me up. What do you mean? Right? After Chatasi Nagdi Somi, that it's not. But for Keret is that it's a step. the chet doesn't mean chet. Chet means over here. The pshat is, what does chet mean? Chet means the pshat is that it's a hamshacha. It's a meishik shayich to the chumrius, to the admimus of a person, the adamius of a person, I should say. So memela the pshat. So memela that's and therefore I can do now be misromim, and that's the tachlis abriya. That is the tachlis abriya. You show through the Torah, how you lay the Torah, that I'm able to be misromim. The chumrius. I have a goof. We have a goof, and we have a Torah. And the pshat, who's gonna where's the hakra? The Torah is machriyas. That's that kol baruch l'kvoda. That is the real kavod shemayim. When a person is continuously growing, when a person is able to be misromim himself, so pshat said that's the tremendous that's the idea of tshuva, and that's the yesod of the Welt. The Eibusha saw the world was not going to be omed until he created tshuva, because the Welt is not for standing in the same place. The Welt is to go weiter. The Welt is to go hecher and hecher and hecher. And that's what we're talking about. So nifla the good thing here.
So maybe it's how the government should do an avera, so that way you can get to that.
No, see, and that's how you can't do avera because we can't be certain if a person's going to do. Fine, you can. That's what Chazal say. If you're going to be bateach, you're going to do so. You're going to do avera in the hopes that you're going to do tshuva and stuff. I say you'll find that the person won't have the time to do tshuva. That he can't. That he has no right to do. Because the cheshbon, you can't be in the over chacham with the pshat that he's going to get smarter than that. You're not allowed to do. But when you have that natiyah towards the chumrius, however it takes part, it's a very interesting thing.
So there's no such thing. There would be no such thing as a tshuva b'mixas.
There is, because every part that a person is able to try, he has to go to that direction.
In that chelik that he did do tshuva, he was nisal from before.
He's on his way. He doesn't finish. When you say he doesn't mix it means he's not finished. He's in the middle. It's like driving to a destination, and you're halfway there. So what did you do? Achieve? You achieved. You are Messiah. You are on your way to the destination. You're closer to your destination. You're fostering your destination. Your ability to get to the destination, but that's not the tachlis. That's not the tachlis of what's going on. So it comes out very, very, very interesting yesod here. We're going to answer some of the terrific questions over here, but.
Is there a musik of a tzad gomer?
Sure.
Why David Maltz chatasil and
That's right. But he was a tzaddik gomer, meaning that the person that never did chet. You mean?
Right.
I said there were arba that shalochotu that were nifter, without chet and stuff like that. Not that they did tshuva. There were a lot of people that did tshuva and nifter without chet, but there are people that never did chet, whatever. So that's very few. But those people, that's not the tachlis. That's not really the tachlis. The real tachlis of the world is the pshat is that al yedei the tshuva. The pshat is a person should be misromeim and misgaber on the adama shalom. You understand that? That's the big thing. And a tzaddik gomer could do that also, but it's not as pronounced. It's not the opportunity is not as great as there's when it has a.
Okay, we don't have to worry. Ain't tzaddik asher yaseh ba'oz v'lo yachta.
So that's what I'm going to get to. We're going to get to that. Here, Miyad Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu was in Perek Chaf Yud Aleph of the Pirkei der Lezer. Kadosh Baruch Hu says, "Nasa Adam b'tzambeinu kidbuseinu, Heishiva Torah v'Amra Ribon Kol Olamim, Ha'olam Shaloch, Ha'Adam Hazeh She'ata Rotza Livrosa." You want to create an Adam who Kitzar Yomim Usvar Roges. This guy is Kasa, he gets in Kasa, he does this, he says Kitzar Yomim, not lasting so long anyway. What is your gain from that? V'Yavel Lidei Chet. You come to a Chet. He's going to come to a Chet. V'im ein ata marich apecho ima roi lo shlo bo l'olam. If you're not going to be a marich apacho to this person, what do you mean? So Yomim Asvar Rogas v'Yavali Deichei, but he's not going to come. So when are you going to be a marich apacho? You understand? When is it going to be a marich apacho? After the chet, only you're going to wait till after the deadly. That's what it says. It's not what it says. It's Eimat marich apacho ima roilo shlo bo lolom. So it means even before he gets to the chet, he's going to have trouble. You're going to have trouble with him. You're not going to be this. Amar lo Kadosh Baruch Hu, v'chiyal chidam the crazy erech apay b'rav chosed. That's my forte. That's what I do. I'm an erech apayim b'rav chesed. That's what I'm doing here. That's what the Adam existed in a world where the pshat is, so that's like, the Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah, the pshat is Hashem, the two, it's the exact same, Yud Kei Vav Kei, Yud Kei Vav Kei. It's the two meters. How's that two? Is a kan kodem echet, kan acher echet. It's the selbe Welt, but the Welt existed. Now the Welt of Yud Kei Vav Kei, is not shaykh to exist until you need this erech apayim v'rav chesed. You need to introduce that into the world, that there has to be a world that is like that, which is but this idea that I'm telling you is a phenomenal idea, because like this, because I would, if let's say chet is just being you're doing something against the Ratzon Hashem, right? You're doing something against the Ratzon. So what's so bad about a shogeg? I thought it was mutter, I didn't know it was aser. There's two types of shogeg. I didn't know it was aser. I thought it was mutter. So why in the world is that's a chet? What kind of chet is that? It's but the Torah brings a korbanos, the ganze sefer. The ganze sefer Vayikra. By the way, it's all 8 days. The whole sefer Vayikra is 8 days. His Breshis was a couple thousand years, and there's a couple hundred years is Shmos, and then the Pshaz you get to Vayikra, and the last of the whole 8 days is the sefer Vayikra. But it's korbanos. And korbanos you bring for Chatoya for Shogeg. So if you bring for Shogeg, so in our world view, the pshat is that this is by the Welt. You didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't realize it. And then you make it weiter. What did the Jews? They didn't have to go and go and be into it and be amek and mamek into this idea that even if you're b'shogeg, it's something that you have to bring a korban, a chatas, you got to bring an olah, you got to bring on, and every korban has this, and there's a korban yochin and korban sibur and this, and invite them, and Rebbeinu Shalom is, I didn't realize it. I'm sorry, go weiter, that's it. Nishnu Adam, Pshat as the Rebbe Kivega in Simon Ches. The pshat that Rebbe Kivega clears, the pshat and it comes out. His maskana is, he says a chiddush. He says that a mesasek is a ma'aser avera. A mesasek means I didn't know I was doing the thing in the first place. Not that I thought it was mutter, or not that I didn't know it was aser, or something like that. Mesasek is I had no idea. I walked by it, I bumped into something, and the light went on. I had no idea that I was doing the pool. That's a ma'aser chet. What kind of chet is that? What's for a chet is that? You understand? What's for a chet is that? The pshat is, but the way we're talking about it, you understand, is the pshat is that it's an atiyah towards the adomius of a person. If a person, the malachim don't do misasik. If you're a malach, you don't do them. You're not a misasik. It doesn't. I didn't realize you bumped into something, but that's only because of the adomius of a person. So if we look at chet in a different perspective, we looked at chet as something which chet is the natiyah towards the adomius, and the pshat is v'keret chet al yedei chet allows a person, gives the opportunity to a person, what we're talking chet, to go with Misromen. You do tshuva. And again, is not to get back to the same place that, now I'm back to the same place. I won't bump into the light anymore. I didn't know it. How you didn't know? It's the first time. How you going to know the second time? Understand? The Kivek is nifla. But even the shogeg is a concept that doesn't exist nicht in Welt. You understand? I didn't know it was us. I didn't know this, but no, by us is a whole different perspective.
How could you do tshuva on Misasa?
You do tshuva. You feel, you understand that it happened, and you recognize that if it happened, and I told you there was a natiyah towards the adamius of a person, even though he didn't realize it happened. But it's like like a behemoth that does something that he doesn't know that he's doing anything, and not aware and stuff like that. But it's of course obvious because he's a behemoth. That's why he did it. You understand? So it's a concept of Pshat. It's very interesting to say that Pshat, you're doing something. The Pshat, and you have to recognize. We recognize something towards a natiyah towards the adamius of a person. So this is something where it's an opportunity. Now it's not something. Like I did horrible. That's not the issue. The issue is not the gradation of how big was the meister. The idea was that when we recognize an atiyah towards the adamius of Adam, he's Adam called Adam. Why? Because he comes from the Adama. Where the Maral says he's like the Adama, because he says the behemoths also come from the Adama. But the Pshat, but Adama, you're Adama. Oh, I'm Adama. So that's what. So now I have to have purpose in the world. I have purpose to go to Misrome myself. That's the whole point. So no matter what type of Adama, however reminds you that a person's Adama, so that's the opportunity to advance, to go to mamish, to rise up and to be kaddish that, and with the chelik and the shama. With the chelik and the shama of the person, that's what we are. The both. We have this constant thing. That's why we're either going up or we're going down. We're going towards the Adama, we're going towards the Neshama. We may not be visindik of it, so we're not aware that this is a constant battle. We think that we're on the same way. We get up the same way, and we do the same thing, and we go to the same things, and we have the same schedules, and we think we're pretty much the same. You learned a little bit, you learned a lot. Sometimes you get a service, sometimes you don't. But that's how we are. That's how we live. So the whole world is against. You understand? The whole musig is against this constant awareness of opportunity to be misromen. There's opportunity to be misromen. That's why that's when Samachas and Pesachim. That's why Rabbi Yossi said if you love the high Yom of the Kagorim, it's the Kavah Yosef Ikar B'Shukah. Rabbi Yossi wouldn't even develop the Pesach, but if it wouldn't be for Shavuot, it wouldn't be the Matan Torah. Rashi says in this Ramamti over there. Rashi says in this Ramamti. If it wouldn't be the Torah in this Ramamti, that's what we're here. So Breishis Bar Elokim, B'Shvil the Torah, B'Shvil the Yisrael, the Adam Yisrael. So the Pesach said that's in this Ramamti. That's what we're here for. We're not here to be the same. We're not here to tshuva. I did tshuva. Okay, now we gave right this. I'm the same matzav, same position, same this. I get up and I'm going to say it the same way. No, that's not what it's about. That's not tachlis olam. You understand? The tachlis olam is the ministra ram, the ministra mamti, which is a constant. Through the ayuday, the yagir satar, and through a person, what a person is able to do is a pshayis. But he has to. That's the purpose of the world. That is tachlis avelt. So Mela, that's what you said down. That's very beautiful. That's what Shlomo Melech is saying over here. And Perek Zayin from Kahalas. Someplace over there. Ki Adam ein sadik ba'aretz asher yaseh tov v'lo yechta. What's this Ki Adam? Ein tzaddik ba'aretz asher yaseh tov v'lo yechta. There's no tzaddik. It doesn't lo yechta. What's ki adam? Because that's the point. Vos is an adam. The adam is a person who has this the adamius in him. Ein tzaddik ba'aretz asher yaseh tov v'lo yechta. That's the point. It's not that we should be malachim. And not having a tear towards the yachta, not having a tear towards the adamius of a person. For carrot, ki adam, The Adam is, there's no tzaddik like that goes like that, whether it's a malach that has no netiyah towards the adomius of a person. Vayikra, that's vayikra. Ki ein, that's what ki Adam. The Adam is not ein tzaddik. That's not the point of a tzaddik that has no netiyah velo yachta. The point is that that's not the point of the world. The tachlis of the world is to have this and to be misgaber on it. To be mekadesh, to miskaber, to go and rise up, and that is the whole point of the world. That is the musug from this ein tzaddik ba'aretz asher yaseh lo yachta. That's not the point. Is ki adam, an adam. So it's sehr interessante Sache hier. 1 second, what am I? So. So again, just so it's an unbelievable thing. It's mamish an unbelievable thing that vayikra, the purpose, the tachlis of the world is nefila, which brings about through the nefila brings about a aliyah. Not to be in the same place, not to be in the same matzah, not to, if you did something bad, so you go and you rectify and you're back and there's the same thing. But this is babash niflit gesagt. This is a mapecha from a revolution and what's going on over here. But that is the purpose. So that's what tshuva is. Tshuva is the hechetimsa, is the oxygen that we're able to go and use in order to go and be misromim. Tshuva is not to get back to the same place. Tshuva is to misromim. Use that opportunity. That's why the world can't exact. That's the midas rachamim. Rosh she'ena olam miskayim. It's not miskayim. Teretz is not miskayim because it's not miskayim because that's not the point. The point is not to remain the same. The point is only to misromim. So from every and whatever you see in the Adam Yochid, right? We said there was by the Madur Basra of Adam Rishon is Klolius Knesset Israel is the matzav of Gans. That's why you have the Korban Sibur and the Korban Yochid and stuff like that. But that's the matzav of Torah also. I once told you that through the Chet, through different katoyim, so that's what causes it's vayikra. The Hisramas that we're talking about is Hisramas of Torah also. Hisramas of Torah. The pshat when a person is in the tshuva that we're talking about is the pshat al yidei nefila, he's able to go and be misramim. The misramim. In what criteria are we talking about that a person is able to misramim himself? How do we judge it? What is the scale? How do we judge his ramos of a person? You judge his ramos of a person through the Torah in the world, the Torah in the world. So it comes out nifli to gesagt. The pshat that the tshuva is the hechetim. So the pshat is of naya Torah, of his chadshus in Torah. The pshat it's this. So what did the Rebbeinu Shalom say after the chet from Egel? Is Yashikach Sheshibarto. Yashikach Sheshibarto. He broke the luchas but al yidei the tshuva, al yidei bria shviras haluchas. It calls us what a rabbis of Torah, and that's what it says in the Shlomo Melech. That's what he says at the end of Perek Aleph over there, in the last. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Ki b'rov chochba rav is rav koas. Yosef das Yosef machov. Is rav koach is rav koas. Ki b'rov chochba. What did I say? Rav koach. I said. Ki b'rov chochma rav koas. That's the pasuk. Ki b'rov chochma rav koas means that the more that a person is koas, the more that a person, the Klal Yisrael, Knesset Yisrael is koas. The Rebbeinu Shalom is rov chochma. It takes rov chochma. It takes rov chochma. It's a yitzir from rov chochma now when we're masakin. It's not just the same. Well, you get back to the same chokhmah. What's a rav chokhmah? What happens over here? Teretz says no. The pshat is that that's something. An entire phenomenal thing. It's a pshat that
the kas is. I don't understand.
And kas is like, let's say the pechina from the adamius of a person, of a adamius of knesses, so whatever it is. So when there's that idea of hakshala, of a nefila, we always say a nefila. What is tefila? Tefila is the nefila which goes up. When you take a nefila and you make a tefila, you aliyadei tefila, aliyadei the kol Yaakov and the kol Yaakov of tefila and the kol Yaakov of Torah. So shaz you misromim. That's tefila. That's why it's called chayishor. The first is why is it called chayishor? You can be besfalo for Torah also. Torah is because for keret. So the adamius we're talking about with the tefila is kagan the nefila from adamius. It's that's different things than the velt. The velt and the b'shar said that's the adamius. When you misra the you misra the adamius. The b'shar said that's what it means. So a very interesting thing here. That's what it means. V'hainu you read it Serech Aliyah. It's at the end of Lekutei Maimarim or Tzadok. Whatever. V'zeh kol yishom. Kol Yisha shel Shlomo Melech Lios Daiki Melech v'Hedja Melech. Fine. V'zeh kol Ikar Tachlis Abriya. Merdik Nifladik. That Tachlis kol Abriya. Ki Yadua Ki Yisven Ha'or Daiki Min HaChoshech. If you care it's the Yisven Ha'or which comes from the Choshech. It's the Bali Tshuva. It's the person that uses this Tshuva that we're talking about is the Yisra and Or. It's much brighter Or which comes out from Choshech than Ständige Or. The Ein Adam Omer al Divrei Torah al Dim Kein Nikshul. There's a Gemara and getting there. A person's not Omer al Divrei Torah Nikshul. What for? Let's just go gleich and go. What a chazlich has ever spent 6 months on a mishnah for? I have a verstehes nicht. There's his name. That's what it is. Is the Sebrechen, the Sebrechen, the Ma'akvim, the Adamius. They say, Rabbi Kiva Eger, he would cry when he had the Sarichi and God. We think we're like geniuses. We come up with this. We're very proud of ourselves. Says, but by him it was a mechitza. It was Adama. Why don't for vos verstehen nicht the Torah? For vos verstehen nicht the Torah? Well, this is a natiyah towards the Adamius. That's the chet. That's the matzah from chet. That's the chet of Shabbos. It's neshtegah from a mesasek. Aber ich verstehe nicht the Torah. For was verstehe ich nicht the Rashba? For was verstehe ich nicht the Rambam? Because the Pshat said that's a matzah because you're not towards the Adamius. Not towards the Adamius. The Pshat you have now an opportunity that when a person is misromem, so the Pshat you're going to be misromem, and the Pshat said that's tshuva. The tshuva you're going to go and come up with naya pshatim and Torah, naya habanas and Torah. Ein Adam Omer al Divrei Torah al Dim Kein Nikshul. Gewaldig behem. The Gemara says. V'chein ma'isa egel, holid kol sefer teres kahanim. Halshon by teres kahanim, halshon by Vayikra. You want to know why Vayikra comes after now? Because we're the Madura Basa from Adam Arishan. We're talking about the Adam Arishan and the ganze ma'isa egel was molid the sefer the Safro here teres kahanim ki yadua. We all know that. So that's the most niflatic thing in the world. From the Breishis, from now we have the B'shmos, and then you have the Ma'aseh Egel, and you have this, and what's come to us from them? It's Safro, all the Hilchos Korbanos, because those is the Korbanos. The Nenterins and the Eberster, you want to go, because you have to be close to the Rebbeinu Shem, you have to go invite take the Adamius, you have to go, and then Yasher Koksha Shibarto. The Yasher Koksha Shibarto. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. It's not just you got to be massacred what you did wrong. No, this is Nishkin. That's not the Asik here. That's not the tshuva that the Rebbeinu Shem says that kids exist without, unless they have tshuva. The world can't exist without tshuva, because the whole tachlis of the welt is the zayin misramim. You can be misramim without when you have a tier towards that. You go and you sebrech the whatever you want to call it over there, the makvim, the adomius of a person, and it goes weiter and it goes weiter. L'mayla is a holech, and it goes weiter and weiter. L'mayla. So that's gewaldig gesagt. It's an unbelievable thing. That's the tachlis of the welt. V'zeh kol ikar tachlis abriya kiyadua, and this is why we have a safro after mama's niflidik, after the chet ha'egel was molded a safro. It's molded a safro. It's gewaldig, and memela it's good. Began das verämpfen. The Parshas Vayikra el Moshe v'yidaber Hashem elam ma'olim v'daber b'nei Yisrael v'yamart aleim Adam ki yakriv mikem korban la'Hashem. Where's the Adam? What's Adam? What's for an Adam? Sagt Rashi, we read from Adam Arishin. We read from Adam Arishin. Adam, sagt Rashi, Adam, Lama Nemar, Adam, why does it say Adam? Ma Adam Arishin, lo hikri v'na gazel. So that's it, but we learn a halacha over there. But it's the Adam, we're talking about the Adam. After Redman, we're talking about the Adam, which is after this Ramein, take the Hekel Timsa, from what we call chet. The chet is not like what the Welt versteht is chet. It's something you did, something you know, in a function that you did something wrong, and it was an atia towards the Adomius. It's that, and and from them, it's yes, you have to springing in order to take the opportunity to misrame. It's mamish different. Adam, that's what we're talking about over here. And I would say it answers also another. You go through the korban. V'kir b'krav yerchus b'mayim v'hikter hakayin es hakol mizbecha ola ishay reach nichach la'Hashem. Ishay reach nichach la'Hashem. What is Rashi? What is the test here? Where is it? Ishay nichach. What's a nichach? Ishay. So the Gemara says, and the Mishnah says in Zvachim. Now she should run. We have the master of Zvachim over here. We have a guy that's learned the bris for 2 months, and he's a bucky and influent this and coach him here. So the Pshas so the Pshas is state of Mishnah. The Pshas involved al shisha dvarim. The korban is nekrav. Whereas a reyach and nichach is a separate thing. What's nichach? Nichach nachas ruch lefon laisha marti v'nasa ritzoni. Oh, Ribbon Shalom. How do you? Marti lefana v'nasa ritzoni. And if I take a lulav, it's not nish. That's it. What's got to? Why did you ever see by a lulav it says yanichach la'Hashem when you take a lulav? What do you mean? You Marti take a lulav and I nasa ritzono and I did it there and then nechach to Hashem. What's the big deal? I eat matzah, I do this, I go do different things. I put tefillin this morning. It was like nechach la'Hashem. No, the korban. What's for the korban? The korban, because over here the pshat is that this we're recognizing opportunity. The whole korban is in relationship, is yachas to the chet ha'egel, is in order that the Adam, the tachlis of world, to be misromeim from that matzah, from the tears toward the Adomius. That you don't see from putting on tefillin that you have an atiyah towards the Adomius. But you do it on korban, when you korban, because there's a korban is ritzoi. The ritzoi, that part of the tshuva that we're talking about is enochanami. That is a chelik of the pshat. That's the mahalach of being misromeim. But the point is to be misromeim hecha and hecha and hecha. The pshat, but that is by korban, nor by korban. So pshat nor by korban. So the pshat says in a chach by korban, not by tefillin. There's no nichach by korban. I'm marty to put on tefillin, but also ritzono. So it says, yeah, good, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about also ritzono. The pshat is that that's the point, is we're going also ritzono when we're misgaber on the chumriyas over here.
There's a stream doch tefillin also, right? There's a
kedusha. Yeah, there's a kedusha, but this the direct idea, the direct connection. So you don't see that you're putting on tefillin because of any kind of adomius. You understand? You know, so it's not a over here. The korban is a reaction to the domius. There's no ritzui, there's no korban without ritzui. There's no this. This is what the korban is. That's why this comes when? This comes after the chet ha'egel. Was sagt der Reb Tzaddik? This is the Yedua. That ganze Froh, the Safro comes because of the chet ha'egel. Is an olad, it comes out because of the chet ha'egel. This is all the ideas of the korban is karvis the Rebbeinu Shalom, the twist, and tefillah is b'makom korban, because tefillah is the mahapik and the tefillah. When you step in front of the Rebbeinu Shalom, sometimes it's an opportunity to be misromeim. It's an opportunity to be misromeim. We're not like, that this is a pili ployim de gazach.
So even in Dova also?
Nadava, everything has a ritzoi.
It's not common.
But the Gemara says it has some kind of ritzoi. So that's what the Gemara is. This I just want to introduce this Rav. When we say that the Rav, this idea that we said that the Rav Kas, the Rav Chochma is Rav Kas, is the pshat is that the Gemara is a foolish Gemara. Yeah. Should be here someplace. No, where's the Gemara? Yeah. Amar Rav Ada bar Rabbi Chanina. El Molei Chotu Yisrael. El Molei Chotu Yisrael. Lo nitain lehem el chamishe chumshei Torah b'sefer Yehoshua b'vad. Had it only been for the Luchas Rishonos, we got the Luchas Rishonos, we only got this in Gemara in the Dorm, Chav Beis Amud Beis. Sefer Yehoshua b'vad. That would that's the Arka Shal Eretz Yisrael. That would have been the sum total of the Torah Shemal Peh. The sum total of the Torah Shemal Peh. So we have the ganze Torah Shemal Peh is because what Abshai said, why are Molei Chote and Lo Chote? Because you're Chote. So now we have this great opportunity to misromem. Yeah.
Without the Sefer Vayikra is in Chamish Chumshei Torah.
Yeah, right.
So you wouldn't have Chamish Chumshei.
Yeah, you would have that. Abshai said, a good kasha. It's a good kasha, but it says Safro. It didn't say Sefer Vayikra. All the halachas, all that is safro.
And Shmuel one that came about.
No. That's the Gemara. Huh?
I'm asking.
You could have a gewaltig to ask. That's a gewaltig kasha, sure. But that's safro. The halachas, the different. This is mamish. It's dos is chet. You gotta have to say come out cushion chet. I mean, this is an opportunity. This is domius. This is tachlis. This is tachlis of the goat. This is the tachlis. Tachlis no nishkin. No nista the month. The territory only to the ochlimon. Not to the malachim and not to the behemoths. Not to them. This is nor for uns. This is the kol bara lekvoda. This is the kavod shemayim. We're covered Shemayim people. The pshat is that this is our tachlis in the world. There are no other tachlis. Breishis bar Elokim, the tachlis. And I told you the last 2 weeks ago it's a ständige rotzen. It's not a rotzen. The pshat is you're intimate. Sometimes you're mekayim. Sometimes this. You're aware. You're this. It's a ständig. It's a 24/7 rotzen. Now because Baruch Hu Breishis bar Elokim. B'shvil Torah, b'shvil Yisrael, they're called Baruch Likvado. It's mamish liflidik. Molei Chot, whatever the guess is. Yisrael lo niten lehem el chamishi chumshei Torah b'vad v'sefer Yeshua. Ki b'rov chochma rov kas. That's the Gemara's darshans. Because b'rov chochma rov kas. You have the more chet. It's opportunity. It's opportunity. You can't do it like you said. You don't jump to do it. That's a veira. That's a weiter veira. But it's opportunity. I think the chiddush about the chiddush it's emphasis a very good shver Gemara. I think a very shver Gemara. Daf Daled Amud Beis in Avodah Zarah. Yeah, whatever it is. Says Amar Yeshua ben Levi. Lo osu Yisrael es a ego ela litain pisken peh lebali tshuva. Mamash phenomenal, unbelievable word. Again, do you hear this? Lo osu Yisrael es a ego. Was they haben getan the ego? They only did it. Why? Litain pisken peh lebali tshuva. That's why they did it. That's why they did it. Shenemar, whatever it says in Pasuk, Mi'itein v'haya levavam zel lehem liyira osi kol hayomim v'gamer. V'hainu da'amar Reb Yochanan mishum Reb Shimon ben Yochai, lo David roy lo osamaisa. David HaMelech was not roy lo osamaisa. You know the Maisa with David HaMelech. This is after it's a status. It was hargets on Yetzirah, but Tainesim in Nishka had the Yetzirah. So Nishka had the Yetzirah. So what's for Maisa gate for that? What happened over there? How could it be? But David Melech Yisrael, Leis Megame Klum. The David Melech Yisrael had no other makshavas, no other rotzen, horkutz from the Rebbeinu Shalom's rotzen. The pshatas and he did such a Maisa after he got hargets Yetzirah, but Tainesim. Lo hoya roy, Reb Shimon ben Yochai says. Lo hoya roy lo osamaisa. But lo Yisrael roy and lo osamaisa, and by the ego we're also not roy lo osamaisa. Lo David roy lo osamaisa diksiv v'libi chalo b'kirbi. That's the pasuk. He got hargets Yetzirah. But lo Yisrael roy and lo osamaisa diksiv mi yitain v'hoya levavam zel lehem liyira osi kol hayomim. Okay, Zokt Rashi. Lo also Yisrael as a egel. Klamar gibarim v'shlitim beyitzram. It's magnificent. Klal Yisrael in the midbar where gibarim v'shlitim beyitzram. They controlled totally. They were in total control of their Yetzirah. There was nothing to talk about. There was nothing to talk about over there. V'lo hoya roylis gaber yitzram alehem. There was no way in the world that it was going to be Misgaber Aleim. They were in total control. They were gedolim in this. Alexeris HaMelech Haisa. Lishlot Bam. It was Exeris Melech that the Yetzirah should overpower them. It's Mamash Pili Ployim. Kedei Litain Pisken Peh Lebali Tshuva. She'im Yamar Achot Lo Ashuv Shlo Yikableni. A person that does a chet, he's going to say, well, I can't do tshuva, it's too bad what I did that I'm not going to be able to do tshuva. Amrim lo, you say to him, Tzei ulamad b'maisa egel, shekofru v'niskabsu b'tshuva. Niskablu b'tshuva, sorry. Shekofru v'niskablu b'tshuva. Go learn out from the maisa egel. Niskablu b'tshuva. Lo hoyu ru'i lo sa maisa. Lo samaisa the Bashava. Libi chalu b'kirbi Rashi Yetza hara chalu b'kirbi ve'ein lo karach lishlo b'kirbi. And Nishka hata Yetza hara. So how did only to give a piskan peh lebali tshuva? That's the Gemara says. Ela lama also. Why did they? What did it happen for? If they were gaberin shlitim b'yitzam, because she'im chata yochid amri lo klach eitzel yochid. A Yachid doesn't vary. He's in a vary, and the guy says, I'm not going to be able to do it, and I'm not going to be able to masak in this. This is too big, and this. Klach Eitzel Yachid, go to Eitzel David HaMelech. V'im chalta tzibur, and if the tzibur does Amrim, Klach Eitzel, you go Eitzel tzibur. And it says it's whatever. Why you need both? Fragich, what do you mean? It's kemat. It's hard nicht gewertet. What do you mean? Why? How in the world is you going to learn that? I'm going to go learn that. I'm a yochid that does a chet. I'm a tzibur that does a chet. So said, I'm going to say that go learn out from David HaMelech. David HaMelech wasn't trying to chet. They was forced him to do chet. They was forced him to do chet, so he could do tshuva. They didn't force me to do chet. They didn't force me to do chet. So I'll be able to do tshuva. How can I learn out from David HaMelech? That's the worst place to learn out from. How are you going to learn out from the door of Midbar? How are you going to learn out from the door of Midbar? There was Gibarim v'shlitim b'yitzram. They can do tshuva, yeah, they can do tshuva. Because that comes out. How in the world do I learn out from that? That's a pili ployim. But the way we're saying it is the other is mamish ach v'rach lehepet. Is the pshat is that the limud is not pshat because they did such a bad thing and memelo the pshat, and you see they could do tshuva, so I could do something because I didn't do something, but I did worse maybe. Tess nein. That's not what tshuva is. If verstehst what's that tshuva? A tshuva is a pshat, is an opportunity to go and be misramim. They took it. Even people who are geberim shlitim yitzum, they took advantage. They used the opportunity to misromem because of whatever even the Eibishter forced them to do it. Kol shekain you who did it, who had a Yerida on your own. Kol shekain you should be able to take out the opportunity. Other people didn't have any kind of yetzer, didn't have the ability to do chatanet, but forced them to do it. And yet, what did they do? They took advantage. They were misromem. So kol shekain, they're closer to the tzaddikim gemurim. They've tried kol shekain here, with which we're going to go. We do something which is not nishka hogan. The pshaz are nishka hogan, or we have the natir towards the adamius. Right? So kol shekain we'll learn from them that we can be able to masakin and to rise into doing tremendous madregas and create chidushi Torah in the Bereshis Baruch Elokim b'shvel Torah shenikra Bereshis and have the kiyum and the mamash kiyum of the tachlis of the belt.
Why was there Einis?
Good. That was part because they did it. They was that as a chelik of tshuva, but the idea. You understand, the musig of tshuva is not just to get gepash that you go back to the same madrega. It's opportunity. So whatever the cheshbonas milamayla you need in order to messiah a person, and that's the himmel shlon cheshbonas. You know what's necessary. But you got to understand it. You got to take it. Even if it's a misasek, even if it's a misasek. And the gans korbanos, the gans Vayikra, the gans Afro is mamish because of this chet of egel. It's mamish piliploy, nifla admod.
Is there any averes that you can't do tshuva on?
No.
Huh?